We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
President Kennedy's bold vision unleashed our imagination. If we could put a man on the moon within the decade, what else could we do? Suddenly, the impossible seemed possible. And throughout the 60s, America would experience a renaissance of new possibilities, philosophies, and serious challenges.
In living color.
Listen to my story about
it. Leave it to
Mr. Whipple.
President Kennedy died.
The Beatles!
Hello.
I didn't ask for a declaration of war.
We'll get to the promised land.
Across the nation, citizens were picketing and boycotting, sitting in and standing up, searching for answers, pushing barriers, and demanding change. With each passing year, the status quo was losing its status. But amidst all the social unrest, America remained intent on winning the space race. Being first to the moon was important, but sustaining our lead would require much more. Whether it's sports, business, education, or an entire nation, sustainable success requires vision and unwavering commitment to the future. To sustain the lead, America would require generations of smart kids ready to grab the baton and boldly go where no person had gone before. By 1969, America's commitment to education was unprecedented. I know. I was in 6th grade at the time. What I didn't know is that a simple science experiment would not only change my reality, but that of my classmates, my teacher, and perhaps even yours. In addition to being a wonderful person, Mrs. Hackett was an excellent teacher and a great patriot too. She took the challenge of educating America's youth to heart. Who knew? Maybe one of us would invent a future rocket, crack the code of life, or create innovative products that would change the world. She increased our general math and science curriculum and spent an entire week teaching us about aerodynamics. At the end of the week, she announced,
"We're going to test our knowledge by conducting a paper airplane contest. At the conclusion of the experiment, we will evaluate the winning plane to determine why it has flown the farthest."
We were each given a piece of construction paper. Armed with our newly acquired knowledge, we carefully crafted what we each believed would be the winning plane.
Remember what we learned. The sharper the wings, the less drag. The less drag, the farther your plane will travel.
One by one, my classmates stepped to the line and launched their planes. A few planes barely flew 5 feet, while others traveled surprisingly far. The class was ready to declare a winner when Mrs. Hackett noticed one boy had yet to take his turn.
Come on, Jeff, hurry along.
Everyone waited with great anticipation. And then Jeff revealed his masterpiece. As the crowd began to snicker, Jeff responded accordingly. Time stopped. Reality shifted. Jeff's plane had traveled farther than the leading planes had flown. No one knew what to think, not even Mrs. Hackett. While no official winner was declared, that day I realized while knowledge is important, creativity is our most powerful asset. It always has been. Creativity can change reality. A few months later, on July 20th, along with millions of others, I watched as Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin made history. Indeed, it was a giant leap for mankind. But accomplishments like that don't just happen. They require us to look beyond our initial perceptions. They take vision, clear goals, and unwavering commitment. Diverse people willing to ask questions, to challenge the status quo and take a stand. They require looking ahead, preparing for future success, sharing knowledge, remaining open-minded, learning from experience, and measuring our progress. We put a man on the moon, and that was nearly half a century ago. By embracing creativity and having the courage to take action, imagine what we could do today.